Hey y'all, welcome back to Fake Deep Thinking. Just a group of guys sitting down talking about the world. Today we have with us John,
What's up, guys?
Doc,
Yo.
and myself. Yo,
Mhm.
I think it's hilarious when he does that. And
Gotta put
myself,
some,
Eugene.
gotta
Hope
put
y'all
some
had a great.
vibrato at the end of it, man.
What'd you say?
I said I gotta put some vibrato at the end of it. That little shake. That's what makes it work, man.
Man, you're the guitarist, not the singer, bro,
Eh,
or the
well,
bass, right?
I play it all. Fuck it.
Fair, good point. You do play it all. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. I did ate a lot of turkey, a lot of ham, and a lot of stuffing. What about you, John? How's your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was shite because I spent all day watching a hen that I thought I could cook a lot quicker than I could cook it. So I wasn't done cooking a hen till like 7, 8.
How about you,
Damn.
Doc? How's your Thanksgiving?
It was actually kind of similar. I showed up, and my friends were like, "Yo, we're halfway done, so here's your apron. Get to work." And I was like, "Yo, okay." I showed up all dressed up and shit. And I was like, "Okay." We ended up finishing around the same time,
Are we
like
allowed to
6 or
call it
7.
Thanksgiving? Nobody's mad about that yet?
I mean, I started thinking it was
Happy
breakfast of
Indigenous
Black
Peoples
Friday.
Day?
I mean, what do you say, Doc? Happy Black Friday?
No, I started thinking it was like breakfast on Black Friday. Once you have it late enough, it's just like let's just fucking go to the stores at this point. But
Yeah, go
yeah,
shopping.
nah, it was still good, man. I enjoyed
And
myself.
y'all go Black Friday shopping?
Not at all.
Me neither.
I
Either Cyber
I
Monday
did, but online.
Nope.
That's about it.
I
Oh,
guess
that's
you
a
could
lie.
say I
went
kind
to
of did some
I went to
shopping,
the
but
outlets yesterday.
I mean, I
Got
did some shopping, but it wasn't
It was
specifically
Christmas
like Black
shopping.
Friday shopping or anything like that.
Yeah,
Not
me
really.
neither,
Like,
yeah.
I bought the Dune book because I watched the movie with Doc and I liked it a lot, and I bought the book because I really want to read it. And I bought some flea stuff for my cats and
Ooh,
trying to train them how to use the toilet, so I bought that trainer thing.
I want my mama purse.
I
And
bought hopefully a badass like chair to sit in front of a computer, like an ergonomic chair.
oh, you got a gaming chair?
Yeah, I did. It was like $100 off because they're normally like stupid expensive. And they're all made like in the same area in China supposedly. So this brand, because it was a Black Friday deal, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put in the money because I sit in front of a computer a lot, so might as well.
How much was it?
450?
450?
Yeah.
With
Dang,
the-
you dropped
wait,
some
wait,
money
wait.
on a chair. I want to see this
Before
chair.
the discount?
Yeah, the discount was $100 off too, if you can believe it.
So
Like
it was you
150.
paid 350.
No, I paid 450. It was like a
So,
$500
so it was a
chair.
550 chair.
Yeah.
I want to see this chair, bro. Does it vibrate?
I
Does it
need to see what it
massage
keeps,
you? Does
though.
it have some like feet recline and give you some feet support? Like, I want to see this chair.
So
Send me a link.
it's that brand Secret Labs. It's supposed to be like a really good brand, but like it's got like magnets in it for like pillows and stuff that you can put onto it, and it's got like a really good lumbar support, and supposedly the butt part, like the base seat, has this material that takes heat and like cools it, and then it like keeps your bottom from getting too hot.
You
I
know,
heard,
Just like
I
an
heard the
issue.
butt part is in the shape of 2 hands.
Yeah, and you push a button, it starts rubbing it for you a little bit. You know, massage.
you got that chair because you're prepping this weekend for the release of the expansion for Final Fantasy. That's what you're doing. Ready to
Did he
no
do
life
it?
Final Fantasy. That's what you're doing. I'm talking about you.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm not even that far out, but I'm ready for when it drops, I guess.
All right, let's get into the first topic. So we're gonna do some more, as the Fresh and Fit fan stands love, shit talking, fresh and fit.
I don't know if I'm gonna shit talk or anything yet. I'm just gonna react to what I see in front of me.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't really want to. So I'm gonna give a quick summary of it, and then we got some clips of from people seeing this clip. So it's this clip I shared to you all in the group chat
I mean,
where
I've been seen it. I saw the original when
I
academics tried them.
yeah. When
Yeah.
so quick summary for you guys if y'all haven't seen the clip. If y'all should definitely go watch it because academics came with the smoke to Fresh. It wasn't mine. It was all Fresh. Because real quick, my issue with Myron is not that he's fake. It's just he's a little, as Doc likes to say, too much logic. And I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. That's what
What
Doc
y'all
said.
talking about? Yo, Fresh
No, I
is
definitely
fake.
think he's
No,
he's
I'm
all
talking about
logic.
Myron.
Oh,
Because this particular topic's more about a spiel about Fresh more so than Myron.
yeah. You talking
'Cause-
about? Are you trying to describe Myron?
Yeah, because my issue, because Myron is who he is. You can't. I don't think Myron's fake. I can't associate Myron with being fake. It's just who Myron is, and I just think who Myron is personally a little distasteful. I just don't think I could see myself personally being friends with him. He would bother me and annoy me a little bit too much.
Let me put like the only way I can describe somebody I don't know him. So like, you know what I'm saying, is he always seems to. There are people who always.
He's got to be heard and he's got to be right. That's annoying to me.
But there are people who always relate to what you're saying when they don't need to. If that makes any sense. Like, there's nothing you could say where they wouldn't have something equatable to it for some reason. But it's not really, even if it's a lie or if it's a truth, you couldn't state your point without them having a part of your point. So
What
it's
do you
like,
mean them having like they
for
have something to say
example,
about your points or the add to your point?
He interviewed 600 Breezy, which is like he's a BD nigga from Chicago, really popular or whatever. He's gang affiliated and all that stuff. And it's just, I understand the point of an interview is to you have to have some type of common ground and some type of
like you say, any conversation has common ground, it's gonna go nowhere.
But there are points to the lifestyle that he was talking about, and they would kind of like not cut him off, but like yeah, because you know street shit's like or street, and it's obviously stuff that they had no experience about or talking about, but they still felt the need to interject on it, like, but interject when somebody who knew about it was speaking on it, as if they almost like just by interjecting or adding to the conversation, they automatically get that. And I'm not saying they were trying to be street credible or anything like that. It's just stuff like that. Sometimes when somebody's telling me a story, he just
values his word and opinion more than anyone else.
Exactly. But sometimes when somebody's telling me a story,
that's annoying to
I can't relate. Sometimes I can't relate to what's going on. Sometimes I don't know,
and that's
or I haven't
good.
heard.
That's a humble thing.
But so it's time for me to shut up and let the person speak.
Mine doesn't do that.
Exactly. So that's my point. Is like he relates to everything on earth. Like he has something for everything, which is kind of.
No, I agree with you.
It makes me believe you're acting.
I don't know if it's the acting, but I see why you say that though. But I associate that more with Fresh, and maybe that's why I don't see that much with Myers.
Fresh trying to keep up.
Is it keep up? I just think he's so fake. Like the joke with I've been preached, like you say, like you obviously repeat, and it's so applicable. Is fake and fraud. Or
Fresh is the equivalent of somebody who cannot dance, swearing they can dance. That's literally all I see.
Let's keep it more applicable to the topic. A man who says he can get girls, and it's like, I don't know if you get girls.
The reason I said dance is because I have to see it. You can lie about getting girls and keep it secret, you know, kiss and tell or whatever. You can say, oh, like there's space for him to lie when I've been with 1,000 women. We can't track down every woman. Like there's no way for us to disprove.
Wasn't his quote that like he was with 1,000 women and like
we got that clip? Yeah, we got. Wait, I got that.
So
clip.
like, you know what I'm saying? So we can't.
Hold on, what are you saying, Doc?
That he was with like 1,000 women, but like 990 of them are back in his original country or something like that.
Yeah, Barbados.
Something like that.
Or some dumb shit like that. So it's like
white women tourists, like you said.
We can't disprove it. You know what I'm saying?
It's his word against our word.
But when we're talking about dancing, nigga, dance. Nigga, there's no amount of saying you can dance. You want to bust a move,
dance
you can't do it. Yeah, nigga, we can see that you don't have no rhythm. You can see that and that's what people are picking on when it comes to Fresh, like picking up on when it comes to Fresh, because it's like you say that, but it's like, okay, so he says he's been with 1,000 women or whatever, right? But none of the bitches, God forgive me, none of the girls in the interview room are interested in him. So in their mind, they're like, if I'm not interested in him, which 1,000, and you can see it on all their faces as he's talking, and it's honestly starting to become a part of a little bit delusion, because I don't care about his body count or whatever if it's true or not, but when you say things like,
it's the way he navigates.
For you, academics, girls want clout,
but that's not
for me because
that's not the case for me.
That's not the case for me because I have game.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. The know-it-all learns the least. You shouldn't come into a situation assuming, oh, I'm just gamed up, and then you're talking in front of females. If you and this is just my opinion, if you actually had game, you would not have said that in front of females, because it's just not. There's certain things that are just so boisterous.
It's not even females, just on the podcast live to a bunch of people. Like, screw the females. I wouldn't even say that to you. Like, I wouldn't let that leave my mouth to you, because
if we did, do you know we change
We
our
roast
voice?
each other,
No, but
honestly.
we change our voice. You'd be like, oh, you don't get, I get bitches now. I get, you know what I'm saying?
Because it's obviously we're joking or making light of it, and we're trying to.
But his seriousness.
But he's
boom, and so he just kept exposing himself, and it's just like, okay, everything he was saying. Did any of the girls find it interesting? Like, as in, oh, that's something interesting I want to talk about. The girl even cringed when he tried to kiss her. Like, man.
real quick. Let's show those two clips, and before we show them, the reason why I'll bring this up though is even though I did jokingly say to Brash on Fresh and Fit, it's mainly just to point out that like, and I think who made this point? It was from Playback. I forgot which one made the point, but these guys sell a service. I forgot how much it is, around $600 to $1,000 service to help guys either build up their social medias or help them get girls. These guys invest a lot of money in their services to help them get girls. And Fresh, this fraud,
It's simping.
it's simping. In my mind, it's a scam. It's a scam. These guys, like, they're being scammed, and it bothers me that some people are pointing out the scammer material they're offering, and you got these other guys who defend them without noticing that they're like.
What if they're?
I don't know. I don't know.
What about this?
That's my biggest issue with it all.
A little bit of devil's advocate. Just because he can't live up to the standard that he's preaching. Does that make any of the tools he's giving? I don't know any of the shit that he's going, but does it make any of the tools less useful for them? Like, what if the tools they're trying to provide them are, build yourself up financially, become independent.
I don't think
that will lead
the tool. Okay, let's leave it to the tool. I don't think the tool itself is wrong, but it comes to the monetization of the tool is what bothers me because the conversation we had with the whole you're saying, Doc?
It's like exploitation. They're essentially exploiting this concept of like, this is the red pill and this is how you have to be and stuff like that. And that's part of the issue that I take with it. Both of them have this vibe of like matter of fact when they're speaking. And to me, the one that annoys me the most is actually Myron, because he couples that matter of fact with this extreme level of logic. He's like, I'm 6 feet, I have a six pack, I make over 100K, therefore you should automatically open your mouth when I walk into the room and for my dick. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, what? Like, it's so just fucking formulaic for him that it kind of annoys me. And to me, that's my biggest issue again. But I do think that on some level, like, to play devil's advocate, it does work because they obviously have all these women always showing up in the podcast. But I think that's just clout, being like the strongest factor in the room. That those girls want to be around that clout.
Yeah, they're trying to grow their, like, every girl out there shouts out their Instagram, their OnlyFans, their business they're trying to do. Like, that's the whole point of it, is to go out there to shout their business. Are the girls on there because they have some level of interest in Fresh and Myron and Walter? I don't think so. Maybe, but I have my doubts.
It depends on what you're willing to. And honestly, it's sad to say it depends on what you're willing to do for opportunity, because they've been known to only try to invite girls that they've had interactions with, as per Myron's DMs that were shared or whatever. But I mean, I don't like these niggas, so it's not like I'm trying to defend them. But
devil's advocate, you got to do it.
Anything that they're selling as a tool, monetizing it shouldn't be the problem, because even if it's exploitation, if monetizing it automatically makes it exploitation, then
no, the monetization of it isn't what makes it exploitation. The exploitation is when he's not living the lifestyle he's monetizing. He's saying you have to be this kind of guy. You gotta. What are you saying, Doc?
That's where he's exploiting his own community.
Exactly.
Essentially,
he's saying this.
I think the weirdest thing though is that the greatest irony is that, like, you have these girls that have an agenda coming on your show where you're preaching about avoiding women with an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of makes you think, like, if I follow these rule sets, I'm gonna get those kinds of girls, like, because clearly that's what you're showing me by example. So you kind of have to, like, really think critically of what you're seeing when you're watching their fucking show.
I just don't think that he necessarily has to. I morally or whatever think he should live by his own code or whatever. But if he's selling something,
you think he should or shouldn't?
I think he should.
Oh, okay.
But if he's selling a product and the product is to get you to an ideal that you have for yourself, and it's the ideal, he may represent the ideal, but if it's actually useful and you can get there using those tools, then it doesn't matter if he's living by it or not. So we can judge him for being a hypocrite.
Help me
but
understand why it doesn't matter, because I think it does
if
matter.
it's useful, it doesn't matter. If it's not useful, then it matters.
But the reason why it matters is it's an example of the utility of that agenda, that lifestyle, that way of navigating or whatever. And so far, his actions show that the way he's
a hypocrite.
Exactly. So you're paying for a way of getting girls that actually might not be working.
That's the problem. See, you had to fit.
But we don't know, because I don't know if the guy's using his method getting girls or not. But we know the way Fresh is navigating. That's how he says to get girls. Is not how he's getting girls.
But that's the two options. That's why I said if it's working, it does not matter if he's using it or not.
We don't know if it's working though. Some guys will test that.
That's
fair.
Fine.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I'm not arguing
because we don't know.
Working.
I get what you're saying.
I'm arguing
we don't
if
know.
it doesn't work, then he's completely exploiting people and he's fraud. And I still think he's fraud. I still think he's a lame ass nigga. I'm just being dead ass honest with you.
No, I feel you. Yeah.
I think he looks like a frog standing up. I just don't think that. I can go on him for selling a product if the product is. If people are coming back and saying this product is useful to me, I'm getting to this place because of it, even if it's some pseudo confidence that they're getting from a lifestyle he's portraying that he's not living, as long as they're actually getting to their goal, they're not being exploited. If they're not getting to their goal, then he's exploiting them.
We honestly don't know that. I have obviously clearly as we're having this discussion, I
have
my
some
doubts.
in our messages that would tell you, hey.
I live by it, man. They speaking the truth, you know. I got that. That's just my issue with it all. And you're right, we don't know, but I just genuinely feel, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but because obviously I have my bias, they're like both of them are exploiting. They're exploitation, and it bothers me. And some of the points they make, not points. Some of their methods to help guys get girls are either so basic or what's the word? Not old school, but I guess just outdated.
No, you're actually bringing up an interesting conversation because the word exploit is like, now I'm thinking of how many different ways based on the rules that we're talking about right now. That's the equivalent of putting liquor stores in low-income communities. You're targeting an audience.
Yeah, still exploitation. I agree with that.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then you're standing behind the fact that or not the fact, but like the argument that you're helping them not think about it by giving them
an escape. I'm helping numb the pains of life. Not helping them, though.
But it's under the guise of providing a service.
Exactly. Or not. Well, in their case, they're actually under the guise of we're promoting positive male and all this stuff, men community and this. Like, it's like we're helping men be better men. It's like, I don't think you are personally. I could be wrong, but I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either, because the reason I agree with you, but I still cannot vocally say that because, like I said, there are people who have come and messaged us and commented on us and said that these shits is helping them or whatever, defended them. But when is it not exploitation then? Like, everybody's selling something, then at that point, if you're targeting an audience, you're targeting an audience that does not know as much as you in the field, that whatever the
like I said specifically for Fresh example, is it's not exploitation if he was actually living the lifestyle he's preaching. Because the problem with, so this is the point academics brought up, and I agree with it also, I'm going to bring it up again, is the entire podcast revolves around Myron's outlook on dating, about Myron's opinion on how a man should be with women and blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
Not Fresh's.
Correct.
Because apparently in that conversation, Fresh said that I have a different ideal, a different perspective on everything than Myron does. And academics said if that's true, you need to speak up more because everyone assumes you and Myron are one and the same coin. Mm-hmm. And Fresh says, no, that's not the case. I've spoken before, blah, 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 this. He even had to reach out to whatever her name was that's always on there to like, back me up here, back me up, don't I? Which made his argument even look weaker in my opinion. Like, you shouldn't do that. If you're standing by what you say, then you stand by it. Don't get someone else to back you up. That just looks weak to me.
They're going to reach a point where Myron is going to cut.
I don't think so, but real quick, let me finish my thought.
Go for it.
that's my issue. Is the whole product is Myron.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh isn't Myron. Fresh even said, "I'm not Myron. I have my own."
Did Fresh
whatever.
and Myron come with the packages together?
Did they come up with the package together? I would assume. I don't know the content in the package. I don't think so. I honestly, full disclosure, I haven't bought one of these packages. I have no intention of buying packages to find out, to do some investigation, because, like, it's dumb. I'm sorry, it's dumb. But because of that, that's why I have a problem. It's exploitation.
That Freshness doesn't necessarily have to fit the ideal that he's.
So he's then selling Myron, not himself.
Boom. I mean, it's part of it now too. You
that's
added
weird,
that to the conversation.
Dude. That's weird.
Hey, bro, they selling a lot worse. And like I said, you can just tell the nigga's uncomfortable. And it's like, what it is like when a dude when people don't consider themselves of value for a long time, and then it comes really quickly, there are people who absorb each moment with humility and grow from it and have checks and balances. And there are people who don't do what I always talk about, take a deep breath. And Fresh hasn't taken a deep breath since, I feel, in my opinion, since they blew up, to actually come to like a solid, grounded, humble place of, okay, this is what I stand on. This is what I'm doing this. Because if you don't have like a solid foundation to stand on, then you're always kind of like defensive and moving. And then also eventually you end up biting yourself in the ass because your points are so movable, you'll end up becoming a hypocrite. You'll end up going against things you've said. You'll end up coming out as a fraud. You'll end up having to protect ideals that you don't
believe in or
don't believe in. Because I'll ask you guys this question. I want to answer from both of you. Y'all don't think Myron thinks that this girl is a gold digger?
He didn't speak up at all during that confrontation.
No, but be real.
He has to.
He has to.
He has to.
He has to.
Literally, based on everything he believes and said, he has to. Because if he doesn't, then the whole
operation is
crumbles.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder what Fresh offers Myron.
And there's my point. They're gonna reach a point.
What is he afraid to lose by not being real with Fresh? And I don't know. That's their dynamic.
But that's why I find also hypocritical is Myron. Now let's switch to Myron. Myron speaks about how amongst men, and I do agree with this, but he's not showing an example of it, is we're very direct with each other. You look fat, I'm going to tell you look fat, and you can go change or something like that. His example he always uses. In this situation, bro, you're simping for a gold digger. Why aren't you being a bro and telling him you're simping for a gold digger? But no, you didn't tell him. Now he had the audacity to come on your podcast with said gold digger and then embarrass himself and the whole platform.
Let me tell you something. Myron talks shit about Fresh behind his back. That's what that's.
But it also goes to your point too. We don't know that, but I agree with you though.
We know it now.
I agree with you. But it goes to your point you said before that if Myron will utilize anything and everything to monetize, build clout, to take advantage of anything, Myron will utilize anything and everything, and I believe that. I don't know him as a person, but based on everything I've personally have seen off of their channel, off of the content they have uploaded, that's the feeling I get.
I completely agree. Myron, for him to not say something so obvious, first off, remember, Myron has to understand that this makes both of them look bad.
They are fresh and fit.
So just business-wise, he would have had incentive to say something. So chances are he did say something, or he didn't say something. Only two options we actually have. So if those are only two options, during that interview, I didn't see Myron seem triggered, upset. He didn't seem...
He was detached.
He was detached. And that detachment to me is, if you my homie like that, not even homie, like protecting the business itself, that means there's some type of separation between the two, as far as like maybe when they're paid for the promotion, they're paid for the ads, they're paid. There's a difference that makes him okay with taking the hit for Fresh and Fit and not stopping this from getting to this level or saying something to get to this level. Because if he said something during the academics podcast, the academics questioning or whatever, he would have been protecting the Fresh and Fit brand. But he chose not to. Why? Why? There's something that I'm not saying. It's just that to me is just the type of nigga who talks shit behind your back.
Hey, Stans, I know you're going to watch this. Let us know why Myron did or didn't. Enlighten us. Y'all defend these guys. Y'all like these guys. We don't. Help us out. Instead of leaving a hateful comment, give us some constructive criticism that we just don't see. Like, y'all see something we don't see. Help us out. Because
Nigga ain't never been fresh.
Maybe these PR Instagrams were Myron being like, "Yo, bro, we gotta get to work on that," and this shit went off.
From the way they even handled the album, I won't even bring them niggas up. Just the way the situations I've seen them in via their platform, just not even other people's platform, their platform.
Dude, it's so childish.
They're not. There's a pettiness to them that just I don't like in men. Like it's just like men shouldn't be petty. Like
well, you say that, but Auburn Preach can be petty too. It's just that they handle their pettiness in different ways.
I get what you're saying. You're absolutely right. So I am wrong there. It's just like I don't know.
Because Auburn Preach did address this whole thing, and the whole clip was pretty fucking petty. I'm
okay,
gonna
let
be
me put
honest.
it like this: when it comes to your word, if you're the type of person who will just say something because it cannot be proved wrong, I have a problem with that. And I don't feel Alba and Preach do that specific thing where it's just like, you just have to take my word for it because, and just use that as leverage to the conversation. Oh, you can't prove me wrong? That's that. The conversation they enter, the way they progress in their conversation is always like, disclaimer here. And
Better example. So it's on topic with this whole Fresh and Fit. So they did a phone call recently, Fresh and Fit, to their fans to call in, blah, blah, blah. And a fan recently called in and called Fresh a simp. And let's be honest, everyone who saw this, Fresh looked like a simp. You disagree or agree that he's a simp, doesn't matter. He looked like a simp. Doesn't matter if he is or he isn't, but that looked like simp tendencies. And if not simp tendencies, it just didn't look good. We can at least agree that it didn't look good. Like, is this the clip, Ian, of where he tries to kiss her, or is this the 1,000?
That's the kiss. Trust me, I know.
Ian,
this is the kiss.
Which one is this?
That's the kiss.
Let's just watch them both real quick. Let's watch the kiss and the 1,000. So let's do which one you got first for us. Let's watch it.
She doesn't want clout, bro. Honestly, she didn't want to do this live stream. She's doing this for me.
She tries to
so
kiss. Fucking
I appreciate her for that.
Preach.
Oh.
Do I know you?
The Preach they cut it off. We should've
I do
got
a
somewhere
kegel
else.
while it's inside.
Look at that face, bro. Okay, stop
Yikes.
pausing. Just go to the other one real quick. Just because I'm trying to make a point. I need to show how awkward and bad he looks and make this point. So now the other clip where he talks about
Run that one back
his
right
account.
one time.
Just one time.
To be honest.
So, my honest to God truth body count, bro.
Oh, they're talking about the
No
body count.
cap.
We'll do it.
Ready for it?
The caps, dude.
Oh,
As soon as
it's
he
on
says
his
no caps,
page.
it just floods with fucking cap emojis.
I'm dead ass serious.
1,000
Remember,
body
I
count,
told
bro.
you, right?
Pause.
I told you about in Barbados when.
So, reason why I wanted to show that real quick is just to show how obviously how he just looks bad. Like it's just uncomfortable. It looks bad. And you had a caller call in and call Fresh a simp. And the whole time Myron was like, "How is he a simp? How? Prove it. Prove it. What evidence do you have that he's a simp? What do you have? Evidence. Prove it. You haven't said anything. Prove it. Evidence. Prove it." It's like
23rd. I saw him.
It's
Fresh
like,
is
bro,
type of
it
nigga.
clearly looks bad. It doesn't matter if he's a simp or not. It just looks bad that you could equate it and argue that it's simpish tendencies. If that's not the word you want to use, fine. It just looks bad. And the doc's point about Myron being...
simp, then I think that's what it is. They want a definition to match. He's a lame ass nigga. Like that's really bottom line what we're talking about here. Fuck the simping word if you want to take that out of the conversation. He's a lame ass nigga. Fresh is the type of nigga that every time you talking about something at school, his cousin did something a little bit bigger and better. And he got a million cousins. Oh, I climbed Mount Everest. Oh, my cousin ran up Mount Kilimanjaro. He just like that type of nigga. All of a sudden, all the bodies are just in Barbados. As far from us as we can possibly just go, they're in Barbados.
His cousin.
If he moved from America to Africa, he would tell the Africans he had 3,000 bodies. He got 1,000 in Barbados, and he got 2K when he was in USA.
I had the podcast, bro. It makes
And he
sense. You
said,
can't
"Prove
say
it.
I didn't.
Prove
All
right.
those girls coming in.
Come on.
Come on.
Fucking Wilt Chamberlain.
And I want to. We've been talking about this too long. I kind of want to move on. But the one thing I kind of want to touch on last thing, then I'll shut up and let y'all finish your thoughts. Is who really flexes their body count like that?
Serial killers.
Even as a guy, like honestly, girls
Podcasters,
obviously don't, but
yeah.
That was an
specifically
excellent
guys.
joke, brother.
Yo, I
was-
can't wait till we're on episode like 7,000 and we start fucking flexing our body counts on our podcast.
Never. First off, I'm gonna be honest with you.
What was that, Ian?
Who really remembers after a certain number? Like, I'm sure that number is different for everybody, but who really is like, oh, 17 in. Huh, I'm 32 in.
I'll be honest. I only
you wake up
kept
the
count.
next morning and jot it down.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest and transparent here. I kept count in high school. In high school is when I had a list. And they even joke about having a list,
It
which is
went
like,
hard for
bro,
me to
y'all are
keep count.
30 years old. Y'all still keep a list? I did that in high school. And then my senior around there I was like, dude, this is dumb. Why do I have a list in my phone of all the girls I've been with? This is dumb. And if a girl or even another guy happens to see this, the guy will make fun of you, or two, I will lose the potential with that girl. So I deleted the list.
You made an excellent point just now, dude. Niggas ain't get to do this shit in high school. That's all.
Is that what that
Fresh.
is?
Fresh in high school. This is high school right now.
Myron too, because apparently Myron's what he says he was kind of a lame in high school.
Come on now. Look at him. Sorry. Goddamn. These niggas is lame, bro. Like, yeah, that's all it is. You just brought an excellent point. This is his high school. That's all it is. He's finally having the opportunity to be a high value target. Isn't that the word they like to use?
High value man.
High value man, and be wanted and desired. And I'm sure he's had a large uptick in the draws he's getting. I'm not saying the man not getting no pum pum. I'm just saying, my boy, why does it have to be 1,000 immediately? Like, you cannot. This nigga can't be trusted. I'm gonna be so honest with you. This nigga can't be trusted. It's like, nigga, have you ever seen Soulja Boy telling the story about when them niggas try to rob him, come in his house? Bah! I let up one shot. Bah, bah, bah! It was 16 niggas in the front door, kicking the front door in. It was just me, one gun, 2 bullets. I start firing. Wah, wah, wah! It's just like, yo, why is the story? Why is the story
So
going?
outlandish.
Like, right? Ain't nothing regular ever happened to you. Everything extreme. How many you have? Nope. He either a virgin or had 1,000 bodies. Which one do you think is more believable?
Somewhere in the middle, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Fair.
all right.
I've never heard
If I had to pick
that
one,
story from Soldier Boy, but I did watch a video of him saying that Atari, the like video game company, came to him and liked how he managed his fucking like bootleg console that he released, and that now they gave him control of the entire company. Like the company just gave him all of the shares, and now he manages it. And everyone was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Why would they just do that shit?"
and then
to
he had to
you?"
Retract the statement because he read it wrong, but he owns a large percentage.
Yeah, my
because
favorite
he
part though
managed
was
to
he did that
repackage
shit
their game and
live on
sell it.
like a Instagram live feed or some shit like that. And so when you saw the chat, some people in the chat were like, "Are you serious? No fucking way, man. That's crazy cool. I didn't know." I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, who are these people that fucking believe the shit you're saying?"
Big Draco. Nah, but yeah, that's that nigga. This nigga just, please, and just the way he, man, please, let's move to the next topic.
Yeah, let's move to the
'cause
next topic. Like, so, real quick. I know y'all are going to watch this. Leave a comment.
Oh, his
to
girl
let
got
us
a
know.
seeking arrangements, and she talks about liking luxurious lifestyles
That's all.
and expensive things.
Shout out to Kevin Ray Wilder.
He
He's the
also
one
met
who
her on a yacht. He invited her on a yacht for the first date, even though, you know, he had her info for a while. The first date,
she's not
she
tainted.
decided to come for a yacht or whatever the fuck he was saying. That's all the info on the dumb shit.
But real quick, y'all, leave a comment. Let us know what we're not seeing. Clearly, we have our contentions with these guys. Y'all who comment that are these Fresh and Fit fans,
That shit on my
let us know what we just don't see. Like, don't say, oh, another channel. Like, if what we're saying is not accurate, let us know why it's not accurate. And please make it make sense.
Lame niggas can give good advice. If them just 2 lame niggas giving good advice, that's just what it is. But don't sit here and tell me them niggas.
They aren't
I could
lame.
be lame. I'm fine with it. But them niggas is lame. Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Boom.
Let's talk about.
Fresh Prince CEO girlfriend.
Let's
Let's see
talk
how many
about-
rappers smash her in the next goddamn
Let's
year.
talk about some more lame people. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett.
Talking about Big Juicy.
So, for y'all who don't know, the trial for what happened with Smollett, I'm gonna call him that the whole time.
This
by the way,
nigga look
because
like
it's just funny.
lifetime.
Shout out Dave
Lifetime
Chappelle.
Obama.
Obama in college.
Oh my God.
Hey, don't say that. He'll like that.
You look like you casting for a movie called Barry.
So, quick backstory for y'all who don't know, and if you don't know, what are y'all doing? Living under a rock? Get out of the house or something. So, Jussie
bro, is a fucking virus, dude.
This happened 3 years ago, bro. like, I'm gonna say that real quick. This happened 3 years ago, and we're just now getting to his trial. So, come on. Anyway, so he pretty much staged a fake hate crime where he convinced the Osundario brothers to not necessarily kidnap him, but fake assault him, put a noose around his neck, and yell some slurs, some homophobic slurs and racial slurs at him. He called the cops, and the cops came, and he still had his half-eaten Subway, and he still had the noose around his neck, and it ended up coming out to release that it was all fake.
In Chicago, correct?
Yeah, Chicago.
Also, before that, I would like to note he was negotiating his new contract for the show Empire.
He also admitted I don't know if he admitted this or it was rumored. Yeah, he did this because he was trying to increase his Empire funds, his salary. So the reason why I brought this up is because recently, apparently, I'm going to read the headline. So the Smollett attorney claims the Osundario brothers, if I'm saying that right, pardon me if I'm not, the Osundario brothers are sophisticated criminals who set him up. And I found this funny because we joked about before the podcast started. The Osundario brothers are Nigerians, and it sounds like he's trying to play on to the Nigerian stereotype that Nigerians are, what are they, John?
We're outstanding citizens, and we're innocent baby boys. That's what we are.
Scammers! That's a stereotype. So let's read this real quick, and then let's just...
419.
So former Empire actor Jussie Smollett's attorney claimed that his opening statement that his client was the victim of two sophisticated criminals, brothers Amibola? Yeah, Amibola.
Hold on, I got you. Amibola and Ola Binjo.
Osundario.
Yes.
Probably rolled that instead of...
Scenario. Like scenario.
Oh, okay. Who did not like Smollett and were apparently endeavoring to set him up. Smollett, who was charged with felony disorderly conduct because he allegedly paid the brothers to stage a fake racist and homophobic hate crime, and filing a false report, claimed that he was attacked on a cold night in Chicago by two... Yeah, we get it. Blah, blah, blah. Trump supporters... MAGA country, blah, blah, blah. Smollett trial. In opening, Smollett attorney is telling jury that Smollett is a victim. The Osundario brothers are sophisticated criminals that did not like Jussie. Keep going down. Smollett is in opening, blah, blah, blah. Smollett's attorney argued that there was an elephant in this room assumptions. Once he was finished speaking, Smollett walked across the room to where his mother was sitting and appeared to wipe a tear from his eye as he reached to hug her. Bro, this guy's an actor. Can we please keep that in mind? Like, people don't forget. He's an actor. And I'm not going to make other things, but like, I'm just when he does certain things, it's like keep in mind he's an actor.
I want to know how is he saying that he was the victim of the crime? I'm not like saying, oh, how is he saying it? Literally, what is he saying happened to him? They convinced him to go on with their plan to do this. Is that what I'm asking? Is that what he's saying?
Like
that's what it sounds like. I generally don't know.
So he's saying they came up with the plan,
but it seems that way.
I'm trying to read.
Yeah, I know the prosecution statement focused on driving home because the prosecution. Keep going. Prosecution, they're saying that he did do it. According to former federal quote, the prosecution is strong because of corroborating independent evidence that is consistent with Smollett making a false police report, blah, blah, blah. What type of explanation can Smollett attorneys have to justify him contacting the brothers? Ramanan admitted he expects a guilty verdict. Yeah. I guess they don't give details.
What did he say about contacting the brothers? He contacted
Yes,
them?
Smollett was the one who contacted the brothers. And his argument is he contacted the brothers specifically for workout, to be personal trainer or something like that.
And they told him to do this.
And that somehow they got in their own mind to do this fake hate crime. And this, yeah.
Oh, so he's saying he didn't know it was a fake hate crime until
I don't know what
until
he's
the police. No, I'm literally trying to figure out because what is the case? What is his defense? Just they're smart criminals. That's not the defense.
Honestly, I think he's trying to get it down to where the jury thinks they made me do it. Because he's admitting he did it, but I think he's trying to shoulder all of the weight onto the brothers so that he looks like he was the one who was manipulated into this crime and he is merely an accessory.
Okay, now can I ask y'all a question? I'm Nigerian, so I'm a little bit biased here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would even believe he was scammed into doing it by forget the nationality of anybody, except that it's like he kept the noose on his neck and so he said MAGA hats. It was just so easily stereotypical. It just
in
seems,
Chicago.
It just seems. I mean, even fuck the area. You can have a MAGA hat anywhere, but who's walking around with a noose in the middle of Chicago? A noose, just got my good old noose, just walking around, and then like he left the noose on. He couldn't just like, even if you wanted to grab the noose, keep it with you. You made sure the police found you with the noose.
There's also video footage of him pointing at the camera.
And
Weeks before this happened, too, or whatever, how long time before like this happened. So there was clearly evidence of it being staged. The only thing we just don't know is who staged it, Smollier or the brothers, and that's what he's trying to argue.
So
and I think they're trying to use that vagueness to his advantage, which is so weak to me.
It's wild. But my question is, what type of person, and I'm just as asking, do you think Jussie Smollett is?
Bro.
If these boys really didn't make him do it.
I don't think they did, so he's a terrible person, and I'm being nice by saying that. I'm going to keep it simple. He's a terrible person.
And then to show up to court.
Evil person.
Yeah, this would actually be in character with somebody who would stage their own hate crime.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right. You're absolutely right with that. But yeah, dude,
This goes to the argument we had behind the scenes about the utilizing and manipulating the court to get away with things. Because I don't know. Disclosure. I don't know the details of this trial. It's not being broadcast like the Kyle Rittenhouse one for whatever reason. And if it is, I haven't seen it. I want to watch it. Yeah, this specifically.
Yeah,
so I don't know the details. But, well, they're in the works. I think the media's trying to get in, but it hasn't been like.
Yeah, it should be.
It should be.
100%.
My only point that I'm trying to get to is, honestly, I lost what I was trying to say. It just bothers me.
That this should be broadcasted the same way.
It should be broadcasted the same way.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think we really have to look at this case specifically because, man,
There's
so much intention. He's going to utilize some of the loopholes to get away with some stuff.
There's so much intention. Loopholes to get away with shit. That's how this shit fucking works. But there's so much intention in what he did. Like, there's so much. There's just so much. And then it's playing on people.
But that's my issue.
It's playing on society.
It's clear.
It's playing on, like, you're playing on stereotypes now with the Nigerian brothers. Like, dude, it's what we're at a place now where people are actually becoming what they hate, and it's interesting to see how they can try and separate themselves from their actions, knowing they actually are doing the things they say
espouse
they hate.
Against.
Yeah, but it's almost like it's okay for a superhero to kill, but it's bad for a villain to kill.
Here, Ian got something for us. Prosecutors poked a hole in that claim Tuesday, revealing that a text message sent by Smollett to one of the siblings a couple of weeks after the alleged attack, the Chicago Tribune reported. Brother, ... I love you, quote. Smollett wrote to Amibola I keep butchering their names, bro. Asundario on February 14th of 2019. I stand with you. I know 1,000% you and your brother did nothing wrong and never would. I am making this statement so everyone else knows. The text said, they will not get away with this. Please hit me when they let you go. I am behind you fully. So.
What the fuck?
Wow, bro. Wow. Dude, this guy's a
Yeah,
snake.
I kind of agree though. I mean, if we're trying to take racism out of due process, we need to have this case so that we can see what it's like when the other side tries to do the same thing and manipulate it the way white people have historically done it.
No. That's what I've always stood on. That shit has nothing to do with race. I mean, it has nothing to do with race. It rarely, to me, is the forefront of it. That's a class thing. If you can afford a level of an attorney,
That's always been my issue, is the whole elitism thing.
That's a class thing. And so, I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's just a class thing. I won't bring up that little white boy, but it's a class thing, not a race thing. The guy shot 2 white guys. He didn't kill nobody black. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even bring him up, but it's funny because you say that, and the Independent, this newspaper, or I don't know if they're newspaper, but either way, this news outlet, the Independent.
Call him racist.
No. He said that he shot 3 black guys.
No, he did not.
That's why this whole thing is stupid. Because no one has the story correct, and everyone has so many opinions to share about this with no understanding of the actual events. Anyway, you said I didn't want to get into. You didn't get into it. I don't really want to get into it either.
Okay, I'll be honest.
We're already like 45 minutes.
That's where we
in.
stopped agreeing. I'll put that right there. If anything has spoken to not his intention, I won't even say his intentions. I'm not gonna call him a murderer. I'm not gonna say he went down there looking for blood or anything like that. But if anything speaks to this man knowing what role to play and when to play it, there's just no way you can be doing these interviews and you're doing all these tours and you're doing all this stuff within 48 hours of such a traumatic, like you was just nervous, weeping, crying.
I don't think that's a testament to his motivation,
No,
but
I
I
think
do
it's a
agree
testament
that I
to-
don't like it.
No,
I
didn't say
personally,
his
for
motivation.
me, I would have disappeared.
I didn't say
I
it was a
would've
testament to his
disappeared.
motivation. I said it was a testament to. No, I said I won't speak on his motivation.
Oh.
I said it'll be a testament to his almost like how poised he can be. Like I said, what roles he can play. There you go. That's what I said. What roles he can play and when to play it. And I understand it. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But my boy, that smile in the back of that truck was sinister.
He's just trying to show his range, bro.
Yeah, I can give you highs. I can give you lows. I can shoot from my
I can
knee.
be the
I
bad
can
guy. I
shoot.
can be the good guy.
God
Just hire
forgive me.
me.
This guy. I was about to say this guy. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about
I mean, they
it.
deserve to get shot.
Well, okay, how
my
about this?
opinion.
I'll leave it up to y'all. Do y'all want to kind of dive a little bit into this, or do you want to talk about the PETA thing?
No, let's go to the PETA
Let's
thing,
go to
dude.
PETA.
I like
Okay.
the necromancer jacket.
Amazing segue. Let's get to the necromancer jacket.
Speaking of, we never finished
Yeah, we gotta finish that game.
Divinity.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, yeah, we didn't. We're literally on the last boss too. We got to figure that out.
Yeah, we got to.
All right, so John shared to me this on Instagram, and I didn't know if I want to talk about this because it made me so uncomfortable. But so PETA launches a gruesome online shop with goods made of human leather. Obviously, they're not real human leather. Let's make that clear.
I was
But
about to ask that. I was like, yo, PETA's got some balls. Like,
they're
what the
wild.
fuck?
And I mean, they got a niche market for it. Cause clearly, Doc, you were like, "That's badass" because your necromancer ways.
Yeah, I dig the
I heard that
necromancy
shit.
and
I
fantasy
heard
stuff.
I heard that shit is on the Hannibal Lecter line.
All right, let's read this real quick.
The
and
Lecter collection.
The
Get some-
Lecter collection.
Get some context before we react.
It's called Faces.
So, like I said, let's read this and get some context before we react. So, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals has taken aim at trendy shops such as Urban Outfitters with the launch of its satirical store, Urban Outraged, featuring items supposedly crafted from human parts. The shop features a number of clothing and accessories made of the finest leather that on second look reveal human faces on the jackets, human teeth on the shoes, and human blood oozing from the bags, according to press release. The campaign, reminiscent of the Buffalo Bills human suit from 1991's The Silence of the Lambs, was designed to put a spotlight on popular retailers that continue to peddle clothing made of animal leathers and furs. One of the Urban Outrage taglines described it as fashion that dares to ask the question, "Who are you wearing?"
Dude, what if you pair that jacket with the
Please
little
keep reading.
Nas shoes? I
Oh,
wonder
this
what
is
that
the
looked like.
Resident Evil
Scroll up a little bit, Ian.
pack.
Yeah.
Okay, go back. I'm sorry. All right, so a cow's skin belongs to her, and she feels fear and pain in a slaughterhouse every bit as much as you or I would. PETA's executive vice president, Tracy Raymond, said in an exclusive statement to the Post. Items sold on Urban Outrage feature the proverbial names of slaughtered people whose organs were used to fabricate the goods, many of which retain some of their corporeal form, such as a suitcase abdomen with human nipples.
Adorned.
That does say adorned. I'm sorry.
What are
I'm
the
just
nipples?
thinking of body parts while I'm reading
No,
this, and
you're
I
fine.
just
You're
like
gonna tell me that's not an item on Resident Evil, dude?
keep scrolling. We got more
Looks
images.
like it. Yo, those shoes are rowdy gross though.
Okay.
It's like Halloween stuff.
PETA's Urban Outrage challenges shoppers to see the individual behind every bit of an animal skin on store racks and shelves. Of course, all items being sold on Urban Outrage are not actually for sale and are merely digital illustration of how PETA images human leather goods. And I think that's
I was actually gonna say, I was like, dude, they're probably actually gonna make money off of this shit.
dude that
Like, I'm sure some people would buy it just for shock value.
But the thing
That
is,
is-
the first
reveals
paragraph.
such a worst thing in our society.
The
that.
first paragraph says it's leather.
It's all marketing. Like, they're just saying it's human leather. Just so that people
But
get
doesn't that defeat the
the idea.
purpose if they're using leather?
What do you
I'm
mean?
understanding. Yeah, I don't understand your point.
Like, they're supposed to be. This is supposed to make me not want to use leather.
I don't think
Oh,
it's. I don't think it's leather
see what you're
specifically. I just
saying.
think it's supposed to be.
They
Animal
said it
products,
in the
period.
paragraph. The first paragraph you read to me said leather.
Well, they're
They say
saying
it's
that
like-
leather is skin, and so they're like, what if it was human leather? And so that's what they're kind of going by. But they're making it like also look particularly gross to make you see the human inside of it.
I could have swore I heard you say leather fashioned like human skin, and so
Scroll up to. Let's just go to the top. Let's scroll back up to the beginning. Because I don't think the whole jab is at leather specifically. I just think it's a. So where is it? People. Blah blah blah.
okay, I may have misinterpreted.
Made of the
leather.
finest leather that on second look reveals. Like yeah. So. I mean, they're just using leather as an example, but their whole thing is just trying to point out how like
animal cruelty.
exactly,
poison. Okay.
exactly. So now that we
Mhm.
got some context and read some of this stuff, do you do you think this is an accurate metaphor?
No,
Is that about ready for that question though?
no, I don't think it is. But hey, that's just
Dog, those
literally
boots.
those boots
Oh,
are
wow.
crazy. It's just a difference.
It's
of
just so
opinion, though.
dramatic and extreme.
I think that's why, to me, it doesn't vibe that much because it's super dramatic. Like, nobody would leave the cow skin like that, like raw, and then sell it to somebody. Nobody would buy it.
We don't
I
put
feel like
cow
the true,
faces.
like if it was actually being done by like a serial killer or something like that, the truth would be a little bit far scarier. Where it would look like a really nice jacket and you would love wearing it, and then you would find out in 2 years that it was made of a person and freak the fuck out.
So first thing that comes to mind for me when I see this is the South Park episode where you got Peter with their own little camp in the woods having sex with animals and marrying animals.
That did not come to my mind. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you what did though. None of the shit looks like wearable. I think their point is defeated by making it too extreme. I think if they made it look more,
it's all very raw.
But that's why I say the South Park thing, because the whole thing with South Park is they take their
take it
belief to the
extreme.
extreme. Like these people put animals on the same level as humans. And I'm not trying to say we're better than animals. Well, I mean, obviously we are to a degree. And I could use the biblical terms as in God made us to have dominion over animals. What you do with that is up to you as an individual, whether you are cruel to them or you are...
when y'all get a pair of these, y'all come talk to me. Until then, shut the fuck up. We running this, okay?
It's not even the thumb thing. It's just the...
Oh, this one too.
Just the either way, back to my point. It's just they just put humans and animals, every single animal, on the same. Like you should treat them how you treat humans, and it's like that's That's weird, and that's why the South Park extreme joke is they're having intimate relationship with animals, because that's the extreme version of how you could take their ideology. And that's why when I see this, I think of that episode, because it's like, dude, what are y'all doing? This is so extreme and dramatic. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Anytime you have to prove your point with an extreme, you need to reevaluate your fucking point. There should be a normal way, a regular way of go about explaining your point. It does not have to be human faces on a leather jacket. And then it's crazy because it's
Let's
like,
get this off the screen. All right, let's get this off the screen.
but it's really crazy because they can literally, have you seen some of those truth commercials? Some of those truth commercials need to come with like a rated R. Like some of those truth commercials that you're forcing kids to watch are just as bad as a scary movie, or just as traumatizing as a scary movie when you're seeing somebody at the counter trying to buy cigarettes and their teeth just start falling out. Like, like that's not something that's okay visually, and it doesn't come with a warning. And just here, just commercial everywhere. So I don't get it. And then the funny thing is, when people try to use scare tactics to prevent you to do stuff. What's up, Phil? When people try to do scare tactics to prevent you to do stuff like using extreme, when you find out that it's anything less than the extreme, it becomes far more easy for you to actually do that thing. Like when you
Well,
go,
it becomes a joke because it reminds me of like when they used to show those commercials on like not to smoke weed, and they're like, "You'll ruin your whole fucking life, man. One puff, that's all it takes, and you're done." And it's just like, okay. And then it's not really that bad, but like you see this stuff, and you're just like, "Oh my god, anybody who buys leather is a fucking serial killer." Like, what the hell? I think there is a middle ground.
Crazy fucking
Like over
association.
farming animals to the point to where like they're abused and they live like 4 years in a cage. And,
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
they can't walk or anything. Like they're basically asking to be killed just so that you can get a handbag so that they can meet like a profit. Like that does make sense, especially like as the business grows, the kennels have to get bigger, the amount of animals have to get bigger, and then you get what happened in fucking, what was it, like Norway or Denmark, where they killed all the fucking minks.
Yeah, the
because
minks
they had
topic
like
we
one
had.
mink
Yep.
that had COVID or something like
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And they just had mass burials of thousands of them. Like, dude, like we're capable of some fucked up shit. So on some extent, over farming is a real thing, and it needs to be like addressed.
But
Or at
bringing
least
awareness
people
to
need
this,
to be
this is
aware
not
of
how
it.
you do it.
Yeah,
No.
this is just a little too far. This is like government, like don't smoke weed type fucking level of scare tactics.
Because, I mean, like I said, I agree with you. Our over farming stuff when it comes to our food industry, like, we probably kill a bunch of cows. And then when it comes to our fashion industry, just for the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci and Burberry bags and wallet stuff we have, we probably kill a lot of cows, like, or whatever the fancy.
shit, we probably kill a lot of people.
Like,
To Peter's point.
I get it, but is this so? So then, by that logic or by that point where I'm making and Doc made, then this would be a very apt example. It's still dramatic, but it still does make sense then.
An apt example would be them showing conditions of somebody who's working in a sweatshop. Putting a face, they want us to take the point of view of the animal.
I don't know. I think my pitch would be to show the over farming more than this, because this kind of tells everybody that if you buy leather, you're basically a serial killer,
Yeah.
horror monster, or something like that.
Murder or something like that, yeah.
Which I don't agree with. I do think leather works, and we've used it for generations because we found it works. But I do agree with some level of awareness to moderacy.
Mm-hmm.
To like, you buy one leather jacket, it can last you your whole fucking life, man. If you take care
If you
of
take
it.
care of it, yeah.
So I would buy one, but be responsible, so that people don't just keep fucking killing cows, so that you can get one every year.
So would Peter argue that the Native Americans' lifestyle back in the day
Good point.
would that be something they viewed as okay or not?
To be consistent, I would
I think
assume
the purists would probably say fuck them too.
no. Yeah, I agree with Doc. At the purists, yeah, the people to be consistent, yeah.
Because that's wild to me. Because you couldn't say they didn't appreciate it. There wasn't an appreciation of their surroundings or the animal or all that stuff. But I guess I don't know. It's just wild to ask a human being to take the position, like the point of view of an animal, when an animal cannot do for, like, and this isn't take like little ecosystems and all that shit out of the way. Animals, unless we actually use them or put them to use, are not as useful to us as we are to an actual domesticated animal. So, like, if you have a domesticated animal like a dog or a cat, you provide its food, you bathe it. If there's any sickness or anything, you take it to the vet. You do all of these things. And the roles cannot be reversed. So why can we reverse it why we going one way? We can't go back the other way. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not comparable to putting human faces on a fucking jacket. Because you couldn't put raccoons walking around buying fucking, you know what I'm saying? In this example, it should have been animals wearing the leather.
It still would have been
It would have been dumb as fuck.
Still.
But I'm just saying, the point even sucks more. It's humans wearing human. That's cannibalism. Now I'm irritated because now it makes less sense to me that you have humans wearing this. If you want us to take, like, it should have been a cow wearing the human faces, like the Chick-fil-A, and then you would have had to play on the Chick-fil-A ads. That would have been funny. Yo, Peter, holla at me.
I was about to say, I was like, oh, that's actually not that bad. They should have just fucking had a bear like walking upright with like a human purse.
Mm-hmm.
So let me make a. Actually, no, I don't want to make this point. Anything else to say about this?
Good, brother.
This is weird.
Like I said, man, some max level necromancy fucking gear.
Yeah, dude.
That shit
I don't
summons
even...
3 fucking skeletons at once.
Doc's didn't get the full set.
You gotta get the full set to get the 6 skeletons.
Oh gosh.
The bag with the shoes and the belt.
This actually made no sense. From top to bottom, this made no sense. Now I just know you're going for shock value. Why did you have
I wish I had
humans
something else to end it
wearing
on.
this? This is dumb.
All
I'll
right.
tell you how we end it. R. Kelly was pulling up the middle schools.
Every time, bro. Every time. All right.
Hey,
I
but
think that's
let
enough.
me ask y'all a question.
All right.
R. Kelly pulling up to that middle school. Would somebody say that was intent? Was intent
Yeah.
shown? Why? Because
'Cause
he knew the environment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't see how that applies to the point you're trying to make. I think that's.
He got in the car and pulled up to the middle school. Why?
It's a very loose point, but sure.
Okay.
All right, that's enough fake deep thinking for today, guys. Make sure you like the page, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you like, what you dislike. See you next time on Fake Deep Thinking. Peace.
Robert Kraft was the only